Hello and welcome everybody to Team Chess Battle 2. I'm your host, Women Grandmaster Dina Belenke, and it is my honor to present you the second match of quarterfinals. Today, on my right, I'm introducing the Team Dandinavian with Chess Chief Officer of Chess.com, Mr. Danny Rensch himself, and Team Scandi International Master, Mr. John Bartholomew, the co-founder of Chessable, one of the largest learning chess platforms in the world. On my left, the amazing team of Oh Yes, My Queen, International Master Eric Rosen, and Youth World Chess Champion Women Grandmaster Nima Zhou. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, Dina.
Thanks for having us, Dina.
Thanks, Dina.
Wait,
And
amazing start, by the way.
You're the CEO of Chessable?
Co-founder.
Co-founder. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, Nemo, you're now gonna have to test him on the chessboard. And let me start with Danny. You are known as world's worst team partner. This time you decided to change. Last time you played with Anish, now with John.
Apparently, you're taking Anish's opinion that I'm the worst partner.
Well, that's what was written on the article on Chess.com.
Okay, well,
not my words.
I'd like to think that this second team battles might help rectify and right the reputation there. I think anybody who actually watched that match saw what happened. It's a really good example of when you're in a toxic relationship and someone is not listening or validating anything you're saying. That was what happened with Anish.
John, your thoughts about it?
I'm going to back my partner. Like, I could imagine being on a team with Anish is a bit challenging. He seems like a strong personality. So I'm focused on today. I think Danny and I, we've known each other since we were kids. We have a great relationship. So yeah, I'm ready to show the world what Team Dandinavian can do.
That's right. My teammate.
All
That's my
right.
teammate.
That's exciting. And let me show you the brackets. Just before, on Monday, we actually had our first match where Team Cramlings beat Team Chess Kids. Have you guys caught any of that match?
We did. I did. I mean, Team Cramling, are they not the most adorable thing on the internet, since cat gifs? I mean, seriously, right? I mean, Pia and Anna, it doesn't get cuter than that. I'm rooting for them to win the whole thing, but, we'll see.
What?
Wait,
you cannot.
All right. Looking at the second part of the bracket, you guys still have to pass severe fighters over here. And if you were to face Cramlings, Danny, you would only do that in the finals. Do you think you have the expectation to go that far?
My expectation right now is just about playing chess and getting past Mr. Tricky, oh no, where's my stalemate? And then Nemo Zhao, who checkmated me and then tweeted it a while back. I want revenge for that. Remember that quick casual blitz game we played and you posted the checkmate that you got of me, Nemo? You remember that?
I actually don't, and I'm very sorry.
That's how much it stings, right there.
Okay.
So, no, I mean, jokes aside, right now we're here to play the chess on the board. As Hans would say, we're here to let the chess speak for itself, and then we'll see what happens after that. That's our plan today.
Awesome.
That sounds like an amazing plan.
Have you guys gotten any? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I actually wanted to put you on the spot. Eric and Nemo, just tell us, what are your expectations, your thoughts about this match? Do you think you can take down the boss and the friend of a boss?
We're looking forward to it. We've been training the last few days. Had to buy all of John's Chessable courses and dig through all his Scandi prep. So hopefully our hard work will pay off. But we're just looking forward to having fun and hopefully playing some good chess.
Eric, could you tell us a little more about your prep, if you don't mind? I'd like to know a little more about what you prepared.
Yeah, what courses did you specifically buy?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't buy any of them, so don't worry.
Outed.
Yeah, but we'll share all of our thoughts once the games get going, and then you can watch it after the fact.
Wait, I'm so curious. How much did you guys practice, if you practice at all?
Our practice consisted of crap talking Anish a lot. We were texting a lot about how much of a horrible teammate Anish Giri is.
Took some of that to Twitter.
We had a quick get together yesterday where we decided to practice some games. We streamed for an hour on John's channel, but that was pretty much it. Real professional level prep going on over here.
I respect it. I'm just saying, I think I like our chance.
Right?
And Nemo, Eric, you guys have been practicing on stream. I saw that.
We have
a little bit, yeah. We found some worthy training opponents. We took down Nizhnik yesterday, which is long claim to fame. So hopefully we can keep up our team chemistry and winning momentum.
So when you guys were playing, were you like bantering while playing?
It depends. We were sometimes. I think by far it's like harder to focus if the game is a little slower. But Eric is not. Neither of us are like going to be super hyper a lot of the time. So we're just like chilling, chatting.
I was just checking in with you guys because that might be a fair play violation. I mean, we might be about to win this match by forfeit because if you guys were bantering and your opponents didn't know, I mean, that's a pretty big violation. I'm kidding, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, we actually had a long debate and we went live and John is like, aren't you in charge? And I'm like, I don't know the rules around here. Are we even allowed to do this if our opponents don't know that we're bantering? So what did you guys decide? Like, what was the call on that?
It was an unrated game, and we made sure our opponents knew. Nemo custom made the challenges. We were on stream, so hopefully we didn't violate TOS.
I'm obviously kidding, but I'm actually we're gonna have to set some ground rules on this because we didn't know exactly what to do either. We were nervous about whether Chess.com's evil fair play team, hate those guys, would kick us from the live server in real time. So.
Aren't you literally like in charge of that, Danny? Aren't you like?
No one knows
couldn't
anymore.
You get yourself out if it happened.
We actually decided to play rated because it was easier to get games quickly in the pool, but we gave all the rating points back of the unsuspecting, unlucky people that we beat. It was glorious.
Yeah.
So whose rating did you gamble?
I
created a new account for it.
Yeah. All right. Okay,
it was called Testing with Danny Team Chess. So it was pretty obvious what we were doing right there. It was in the username.
So is the rating getting refunded or like?
Yeah, we refunded the rating.
Okay.
Yeah. No innocent Chess.com users were hurt during this process.
Nope.
Anyway, it's hard to talk trash with Nemo. She's got a cute cat behind her. It's like, what? It's not like just there to disarm everybody you play. And Eric is like, a sweetheart. Like, John, we're just going to have to destroy these folks on the board. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll have to let the chess do the talking and get it done on the board.
And on that beautiful note, go ahead, Nemo.
I was just asking if you guys wanted to place bets.
What's the bet? I mean,
just literally what like we can put anything like $100 or like dinner next time we meet or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's throw. I mean, I know this is the poker player bringing more stakes to the table here over there with Nemo. I mean, we'll throw dinner down.
Okay, sounds great. Awesome.
Dinner's good.
Let's do it. It's a win-win.
All
the chance of all four of us meeting IRL is slim to none anyway, let's be honest. But let's go.
We'll order you guys Uber Eats. How about that?
Okay, there you go.
Works for me.
Danny knows what to bet for. And on that beautiful note, we have a dinner at stake. Let me send you guys to your corners so that you can discuss a little bit of more strategies. And in the meantime, I just want to remind everybody the format of our event. We are playing the second match.
Just talking to Eric, or am I talking?
I can hear you. Hopefully we're not on air, at least with Dina.
I'm so curious about this. Quick match format. Okay. Cool. So I assume Danny and John also can't hear us now.
Yeah, I think we're just on a private call together because I can't hear them as either. Okay. I see Dina talking, so.
Nice. I have too many things open, so I can't even open another broadcast.
I know the struggle, yeah. I just have the screen share and the Dina open, so.
Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. So we're black first.
Yeah, yeah. Did you by any chance like get a chance to see their stream yesterday? Because I didn't realize they
I
did
didn't know.
stream on
I
stream.
did not actually.
Okay. Yeah, it sounded like they didn't watch ours either, based on what Danny said. So hopefully they won't know specifically what to look at opening wise.
And we also didn't look at. Oh, thank you, Skyripper. We also didn't play any of the openings that we're actually going to play today, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so like I don't think they can predict what we're prepping.
Okay, good. Because I do think that it is very. Yeah. I mean, they probably just looked at a whole bunch of different stuff and they're not too worried. Like, it sounds like with their 1 hour of practice, we got a lot more stuff done, you know? We've been.
Yeah, we probably prepared a lot more than them, but
Yeah.
of course, it hopefully it gives us an early time advantage in the game, and we can go from there.
Yep, sounds good. In terms of like moves, I think everything we were doing previously was pretty solid. So let me know if you had any thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just want to try and find our zone, stay focused. It is nice that I'll be able to see your mouse and arrows.
Yep.
This time around.
Yep.
So okay, now I see them and I see us, but I can't hear them. So
Okay.
people watching our feed.
We're gonna play C4 first move. Oh wait, we're black. We're gonna play H6 first move.
Depending what they play. Depending what they play.
Yeah, I know what they play.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good. I'm gonna close my chat. Bye, chat.
Okay, so it starts in about like 5 seconds.
Okay, cool. All right. You see it?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So D4 expected, D5.
Yep.
Yeah. Bishop G5. Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely some home cooking. I usually play F6 in this position, but I have a feeling they probably looked at this line.
I usually play knight f6 lines, so I'm not very like those are honestly kind of.
I mean, knight f6 here transposes into Trompowsky.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go for h6.
Okay.
And then after bishop h4, play c5.
Okay.
And I really don't know this line super in depth, but I have a feeling they didn't look at this either. But this is like one of the standard ways to play c5 here.
All right. Cool.
And then we're kind of both on our own now.
Okay, so the idea behind d5, we could just go queen a5, check, take the pawn.
Queen a5 might be one option. There might just be other options too, like knight c6 first, or even knight a6. We want to just complete development quickly. Probably just knight c6. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do this.
And we might be able to throw in like g5 with tempo and then bishop g7 at some point and get some like very strange reverse Catalan.
Yeah, I like all those ideas. I'm also eyeing queen b6.
Yeah, queen b6 also, very typical idea.
Okay.
Which might be possible right away. Like one of the drawbacks of this line for black is we can't move our e-pawn.
Yeah, right.
So queen b6 does enable eventually e6.
All right, queen b6 now.
Just one moment to calculate. Like dc5, we take on b2, and if queen b3, we probably play c4. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm good with queen b6.
All right. How do we play c? Oh, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, so if queen b3.
Yeah. Oh, right now
we can go for c4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then usually the structure is like very comfortable and have the half open A file, have b5, b4 ideas.
Mm-hmm.
This is very similar to a lot of like anti-London lines. So I've played very similar structures before, but usually the bishop's on f4 and no pawn on h6.
c4.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what the differences could be. Like there might be, okay, so c4, queen takes b6, a takes b6, and then e4 could be some small concern.
And then e6 there. We're not worried about e5, right? Because we have f6.
Yeah, we trap our light squared bishop in. Like ideally we want to get a setup with bishop f5 and then c4.
True.
But bishop f5 right away, there's dc5, which is slightly annoying. So I don't think we can afford to play bishop f5 here, unfortunately.
All right. Wait, I'm not understanding. Bishop f5, dc5, queen c5,
and then queen takes b7. Oh, then we have rook b8. That's interesting, actually.
Queen a6. We have rook takes b2.
Yeah, that's actually super sharp. Yeah, let's definitely take some time here because this is critical. Okay. Bishop f5. We also have to calculate queen takes d5. But then queen takes b2, I think, should be good.
Yeah, if queen takes f5, we just take the rook, and we're...
Bishop f5, queen d5, queen b2.
Maybe bishop f5, queen d5, queen b2, queen to f5, queen a1, bishop to c4.
Yeah, we have e6. It should be fine.
E6, bishop takes e6, though?
Pawn takes.
Queen takes, and
bishop
then...
b7.
Oh, bishop e7. Okay.
Yeah, b1 is hanging at the end.
Yeah.
So let's just verify one more time. Bishop f5, dc5, queen takes c5, and then queen takes b7, rook b8, queen a6, rook takes b2. Yeah, that honestly looks fine. There's no bishop e5. Everything's defended. I'm good with bishop f5 here.
All right. Let's do it.
And like if white plays some slower move like knight d2 or knight f3, then we play c4.
Okay.
I guess there is knight d2, and it might be the same predicament with
e4, right?
With e4 coming.
Okay.
But then at least we have e6 there.
Yeah. So knight d2, do we want to go e6 first or c4 first?
I think just e6. And then it's very solid because then our pawn is reinforced with the bishop. And e4 is not happening.
Cool.
So yeah, it's good that they're slowing down too.
This is definitely some wacky stuff.
I was not expecting to be out of opening prep after 2 moves, but yeah, I think just e6 pretty quickly.
All right. Quick scan tells me everything tactically works, so always have this pre-moved.
Yeah, ideally, like imagine knight f3, knight gf3, then we play c4, and then white's pretty much provoked to take on b6. We take back, we have the half-open a file, and it's much harder for white to... I guess white could still maybe try e4, but then with our pawn on e6, we can just move our bishop back. And like everything should be under control.
Awesome.
So I'm not sure what to expect from them. I don't think they're going to take on b6. Oh, they do. Okay. So knight's pinned.
King d7
we do have the a file. Yeah, king d7 doesn't feel necessary right away.
True. Thoughts on bishop d6?
Yeah, like bishop d6 and knight g7 seems a bit more flexible. I think you can play it quickly.
The only move I'm slightly worried about is maybe f3 with the threat of e4. What do we do on f3?
We probably... I mean, e4... Imagine white gets 2 moves. f3, e4, we play bishop g6. And I think everything is still stable.
Okay.
And sometimes, like, if white plays e4, then d4 is a bit more of a target.
True. All right, so now knight g7 castles, like, rook to a5, rook a8 could be an idea.
Yeah, it's a question like how we complete development, but
Yeah.
I'd probably lean. I'm actually not sure if we want to play knight g7 or knight f6, or even throw in something like g5.
I'm super
depend what
open
white
to,
does.
yeah. G5, knight f6 seems better than just playing knight f6 straight, because I don't think the second pair of double pawns will do as much for, despite us having pair bishops. I think that's just a little risky.
Yeah. Okay. So they're being flexible. Knight e2. So they want to castle, and they're just kind of being solid. They might want to play bishop g3 and then trade the darks for bishops.
Mm-hmm.
So,
In that case, do you want to go knight f6 just to bait it?
yeah, knight f6. It's a bit more centralized, a bit more, I think, harmonious with the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we should take too long there. It's one of these positions that's pretty risk-free for both sides. And I'd be surprised if he takes an f6, because then we have the bishop pair going into some long game.
And if they're planning on castling short, then we have rook g8 and ideas with like f5.
Yeah, and just more center too.
Yeah. Even e5, yep. So if bishop g3, what's our best course of action?
Can you cancel the pre-move just so
Yeah.
we see the position a bit cleaner?
Sorry.
No worries. Bishop g3.
King e7, maybe?
Yeah, we could. King e7 is interesting. I'm also just wondering about bishop takes g3.
Bishop g3, knight to g3, though, isn't the knight like basically in stream spot where it gets f3, e4 in?
Yeah, I guess with knight on g3, like f3, e4 is probably the only plan. But I don't know if it's a great plan for white.
Okay.
And then otherwise, the knight's just restricted on g3. And we might have h5, h4.
Okay.
So, I mean, of course, there's options as well. Like, I guess king e7 would be the main alternative. Okay, they castle. So, I mean, we could even induce bishop g3 with g5 here.
I don't know if I love g5, bishop g3, and then takes, because then what do we do on f4, right? Like moves?
Yeah, g5 is a little bit like committal and weakening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's hold off on g5. And castling still seems quite natural. I don't think we're scared about bishop takes f6.
Okay.
And then our rooks get connected. So yeah, maybe just castle quickly. And this gives us the option of if bishop g3, we have rook f d8.
Yeah.
To keep the tension.
Maybe we plan for e5 ideas.
That's definitely a resource going forward into the middle game. And the other idea is to eventually still play c4.
Yep.
And then try and gain space on the queen side.
So
let's take a pause here. Rook d8. If they take.
Rook d8. Knight to g3, bishop to g6. f4. I mean f3.
Yeah, I'm like intuitively, I'm leaning more towards bishop takes g3.
Okay.
Just because like after bishop g3, knight g3, bishop g6, I really don't think e4 is that strong of a plan for them. Cool. The knight is maybe a bit misplaced. So yeah, go for bishop g3, bishop g6. Also, yeah, okay. There's a chance they would take back with pawn, but yeah, I think this is very solid. I mean, this is exactly what we want from opening as black. Just very stable, risk-free position.
Absolutely.
We avoided any tricky prep they may have done in some other lines. And I think, like, arguably we have a better bishop than them because our bishop's outside our pawn chain. Their bishop on b5 is kind of not doing that much.
Yeah, if knight f3, for example, I was thinking knight to d7 just to stop any, like, bishop takes c6, knight to e5 ideas.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, knight d7. I think also has a plan of eventually, if we get in like c4 and b5, then I can reroute to b6 and a4.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
knight.
a3. a3 is kind of a weird move. I mean, c4 comes to mind as just a way to define the structure. I guess they want to bring their a rook into the center and not have to worry about the a2 pawn.
What happens on c4 b3? Are we just going to have to take?
Yeah, so the thing is, when white opens a b file, they can't access b1 because of our bishop.
Right.
So I don't think we're too afraid. Like if c4 b3 we take, knight
You
takes
just-
and knight a5.
Okay, yeah.
And then like c3 is a backward pawn.
Okay.
We also have the idea of knight e8 to d6, which could be interesting. But I'm liking c4 here.
I'm down for
Just,
c4, knight e8, d6 next, because if the bishop ever takes on c6, we get such a
Yeah, it's
strong
very
pawn.
nice for black.
So
Yeah,
we should play c4 first, maybe. The only problem with c4, knight e8, though, is that they have e4. I guess we still get knight d6.
I'm also, yeah, there's also c4, e4 right away. I guess we have to understand what's going on there. But c4, e4, maybe it's just still knight e8. And we have knight c7 or knight d6 to kick the bishop. I'd say go for c4 now and let's think later.
Okay. Yeah, knight e8 looks very good.
And this is one of the big benefits of playing c4 is now they can't retreat the bishop.
Yep.
And they might have to eventually play a4, but then that's very committal. Their bishop probably ends up getting traded. I mean, I imagine they probably are considering either b3 or e4 here. Another resource we should keep in mind is bishop d3. Just a nice hole in white's position. Stick a bishop in there.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. All this looks really, really good.
Another resource is rook a5. Just tickle the bishop. Maybe
Rook
provoke
a5 is
forward.
actually great because knight a7 basically wins us the bishop. So
I didn't see. Yeah, knight a7 is actually a really nice follow-up.
yeah,
In some
I mean
lines.
wins us the pawn. Sorry, but yeah. The only problem after that is the b6 line, a b3 line, because if b3, then we probably have to go bishop d3 first. Oh no, the problem with that is b4. So rook a5,
Yeah.
a4, knight a7, b4.
En passant. Then knight takes
And
b3.
then knight b3.
I see what you mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if we have the chance to play rook a5, that's definitely probably one of the main things to calculate.
Yeah. But I much prefer 98, 96. I think any of the, like, getting a knight to d6 is really nice.
Yeah, I think this position is just much easier to play for black because we have clear ways to improve our pieces. Like even throwing in rook fc8, I think is a useful move.
Yeah.
Which in many cases discourages white's b pawn from moving.
Well, I really want to get their light square bishop off the board because now we have so much control over the light squares.
Yeah, like long term, it's I
Right.
think very nice positional game for black.
Yeah.
We're doing well on time too.
Nice.
Okay, so they want to play e4.
So knight e8.
Yeah, 98. I mean, we just allow e4, knight d6. I'm fine with 98 right away. Yeah, I think you can probably play quickly.
Okay. Yeah, because if e4, we just go knight e6, bishop takes, pawn takes, and we like e5 is a gift to us.
And our bishop is so good. It's like one of these Caro-Kann bishops outside
Right,
the pawn
and
chain.
If e takes d6, we now have a c pawn to take back, and it's just amazing either way.
I'm wondering if there's any argument for knight c7, because in some cases a knight doesn't get kicked with pawn e5, but Knight d6 is still a bit more useful in the center.
Yeah, I just think with knight e5, we always have knight to f5.
Knight f5. Yeah, that's true.
So
okay, yeah, knight d6, and then pre-move bc6, and we might get a pawn diamond. This is a Rosen trophy.
Yeah. Oh
We
my
play
gosh.
b5.
This is my goal. This is what I actually came here to do. I'm just here to farm.
Farm Rosen trophies.
Yeah. I got 3 yesterday, but
Oh, which ones?
Connect 5, pawn 12 pawn moves in the opening.
Nice.
And castle after move 40.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it might not be worth playing b5 right away because b4 is like actually kind of hard to achieve.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm saying b4. Like if we want to play b4, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our plan might actually be to play b5 and then maneuver our knight to c8, b6, and a4, and target b2.
Like I had this other idea with c5, knight to b5, but I think that might just be a little too ambitious.
c5 to target d4. Yeah, it changes the structure. The issue with that is it weakens d5.
Yeah.
Eventually rook d1. We do have another plan here of rook a5 to b5.
I like that one a lot.
But I don't know how effective it is. Like white plays rook f2, knight f1, and it's hard to add more pressure to the b pawn. So I think I'm more content with starting with b5 and then going for this eventual knight a4 plan. So I really don't see what they're doing here. Well,
how do we progress after we get our knight onto a4? Or if we just don't care, that's also fine by me.
I think we just chill. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm wondering if they want to play f4 here, but
f4.
Like this might be their one plan is f4, f5.
Oh.
And the shift, or the focus kind of shifts to the king side. So b5, f4. There is a very committal move f5 to eventually plant our knight on e4, but I think the problem with that is we give away the e5 square.
Yeah, and there's also rook e6 right now, which is very annoying.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm trying to evaluate the trade on e4.
I kind of like rook a8, rook a5 just for the distraction benefit, but because if rook a5 f4 and then we go rook to b5 and they play f5, I guess. Oh, I mean, it's still really not that.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I was calculating b5, f4, and then we trade everything on e4, and then plant a rook on d5. And it's probably at least equal. I'm not sure if we can fight for a win there.
I was just looking at rook a5, f4, rook to b5, f5, e takes f5, e takes f5, rook takes b2.
And then knight takes e4.
Knight takes c4.
Takes on g6.
F takes.
And then takes on f8, rook e6. It's kind of feels like black loses control there.
We get the a pawn. Yeah, okay.
What about just b5, f4, bishop h7? And then
if f5?
And then what is white threatening? Like, can we just do our, maybe play rook a e8 and then do our knight maneuver?
Rook a e8. Okay.
Let's start with b5. Let's see if they actually play f4.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably coming. I think the other option, it's kind of a bailout option, is f4. We play pawn takes e4, and we might just trade everything.
Yeah.
And then get a rook ending where, like, white, because white is also solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 comes. Yeah, definitely a critical moment. We don't have to concede our bishop. We can actually take twice on e4, leave our bishop on g6, but then there's knight c5. So, okay, let's go back to bishop h7. Like, what are they actually threatening?
I just think f5 is so annoying because then, like, if f takes e6, for example, f takes e6, e takes d5, e takes d5. Now there's like rook e7 and all that stuff.
Yeah, so the idea would be bishop h7, f5, rook a e8, and we just neutralize white's rooks.
Okay, and if f6, for example, we just go g5.
Yeah, or we just leave it like.
Well, leave it. There's knight h5, right?
On
So
h5, yeah.
we would have to go at least bishop g6 again. And then there's e5, and then I think that's just very uncomfortable.
I mean, do you want to be safe and trade everything on e4 and eventually go for rook d5? I'm just scared about f5. Like, white might be pushing for more there.
I hear you. Okay.
Wait. Bishop h7, f5, e takes f5. What are we concerned about? Because if e5 there, we have knight e4. So bishop h7, f5, and then just takes on f5.
E takes f5, e takes f5, and then rook e8, for example?
And then, yeah, fight for the e-file, and f5 is actually a liability for white.
Okay. All right, I'm down.
So,
bishop h7.
Okay, cool.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, and the point of bishop h7 is just making sure f5 doesn't come with tempo.
Right. f5. I was also looking at d takes e4, but d takes e4 might run into like f takes e6, I guess. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I think we want to like keep our pawn on d5. It's just such a good center pawn.
So our immediate next move is basically rook e8, regardless. We're just trying to get...
Depending what white does. They have a big decision here because f5 is committal for them as well. But yeah, I think like if they just wait, like let's say king h1, then our plan is probably rook a e8 and then still go for this knight c8, knight b6, knight a4 maneuver.
Sounds good.
I definitely have to up the tempo a little bit. Just over 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Rook e8, I like it. And then if... So now if f5, we just go e takes f5.
There's a fire alarm. Sorry.
Oh, no. No problem.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Feel free to deafen on the call because it's super loud.
Okay. Hopefully it just turns off very soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
No problem. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Emergency. That's not great. My partner. Oh no, my partner. Okay, so here. I'm just gonna analyze on my own. Rook A to E8. Rook takes. Little does the other team know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if Eric was here, I think we should still be playing Rook A to E8. Okay, are you cool with Rook A to E8 here, Eric?
I'm sorry? Yeah, rook e8 probably. Okay.
I'm just gonna move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm used to my streams used to fire alarm, so don't even sweat it.
I'm not. It's
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a real one.
Okay. So we're just maintaining the center. I think knight c8.
Okay. Knight c8, knight b6, knight a5, a4.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna be right back. I'll trust you to do your thing.
Okay.
If there's any big decision, I should be back in like a minute.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks. All right. Well. Good luck to Eric, guys. All right, good luck to me, because now I gotta figure out what we're gonna do. Whew! I'm gonna mute it. I can still hear it, but I got him muted now. My eardrums are also dead. Okay, so I'm gonna play knight to b6, knight to a4, and hopefully everything's gonna be fine. Not a real fire.
I'm having a friend check with the
Okay.
game management.
Cool.
Yeah.
They see it. I think still knight b6, knight a4.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Okay, so
Now they want e takes, c takes, and then f5.
f5, yeah. I
Should we
wonder if
just
it makes
move?
sense to move the rook. I mean, we could still start with knight a4.
Yep. Okay, I can see that. Let's do
Let's
it.
start with knight a4, yeah.
Thoughts on just rook d8?
Rook d8. Yeah. Take f5. Yeah, I think that's fine. Rook d8.
Okay.
Put the ball back in their court.
Yeah. Also, maybe after e takes d5, we have bishop d3 first. Oh, no, we don't, because d takes e6. Oh, no, we take with the check. Yes, we can.
That's a good resource to consider.
Okay. So
I have a feeling they're not going to take on d5. They're probably going to leave the tension.
And just play f5, maybe?
They might play f5, but f5 we take on e4. And then take on f5.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to be right back. Just do
No
your
worries.
thing. We're
Yeah,
in good
okay.
shape. Right.
Okay. Oh my lord, my eardrums, guys. Whew, it's so shrill. It's mostly the shrill. My fire alarm doesn't sound like that. Oh god. I don't know about doing my own thing. Okay, there's definitely f5 ideas now.
Maybe 3. Okay.
Thoughts on c5? No. Maybe.
I think we want to... Is f5 actually a threat, though?
No, because we have d takes e4. I have king takes, pawn takes, knight takes. This looks crazy for white. I mean, it could work. It's not like...
Mm-hmm. It's a question how to try and improve the position. I wonder if we just play f6 and just wait. F6 gives us the idea of maybe playing e5 after f5.
Okay. And we can also play e5 regardless. Because the king is still on f3. Okay, f6. Now the only thing I'm worried about is e takes d4. E takes d5. Are we taking back with the pawn, or are we
probably take back with c pawn?
C pawn.
Or actually, we probably think about it.
I would throw in bishop d3 first.
We might have bishop d3 first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Bishop d3, bishop takes. I mean, e takes d5, bishop to d3, d takes e6, bishop takes e2 with the check. It's pretty annoying. The e pawn is pretty annoying.
It might be a good sack for them. Yeah.
Can't play f5.
Let's take a moment here. We also have e takes might be better, and then we keep the resource open of pawn c5 eventually.
Sorry, you said c takes?
E takes.
E takes knight f5 though?
That's true. Then our knight's misplaced.
Oh, I think we might have to go for bishop d3. And then c takes d5.
But okay, bishop d3, pawn takes e6, bishop takes e2.
Rook takes.
And if white gets an f5, I think we're not in good shape.
Okay.
So what about c takes? Is there an issue there?
C takes knight to f1, for example. How are we defending e6?
We might have king f7, rook takes e6, and then bishop to e4.
Okay.
Let's go for c takes.
Okay. And there's also the b2 pawn that's hanging if they ever play. Oh, well, now it's not. So,
Yeah.
all right, king to f7.
Let's just verify. Yeah, well, there's also rook fe8, which. But yeah, maybe king f7 first. King f7 first, I think, looks a little bit more attractive.
I'm just worried about knight takes, king takes e6, and discovered attacks, but I guess there's none.
I think everything's defended, though.
Okay, king to f7 then.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, and then I want to defend with rook to e8.
Actually, there's a line rook e6,
Mm-hmm.
bishop e4, knight takes e4, king takes e6, and then knight g5.
Oh, and then
with
it's
knight
knight
e6
e6.
coming. Yeah.
Ooh. It's a pin, though, with rook e8. The e1 rook is pinned.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe it's still okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think it should be all right. I'm going to check it again. So rook takes, bishop here, knight takes, king takes. Yeah, like knight to c5 check, for example, just king to d6. And then if... Oh, no, we should go king to f7. We should always be king to f7 back.
Probably king f7, yeah.
Yeah, and if knight to g5, then we have to go like
King
king
d7.
to king d7. And then if knight to e6, we have to go rook to e8.
Rook e8, yeah.
Rook
Yeah, it should be
f8.
fine.
Okay.
I think, okay.
Whew.
The alarm stopped.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot how much I appreciate the sound of no fire alarm.
Yes. A little respite for our ears. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, the end game is definitely a little bit, it's exciting.
Yeah, I think we're still in good shape. Like, we're keeping control as long as white can't take on e6 immediately, which I don't think they can. And if we get one more move, like rook fe8, like it should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm still trying to like triple check this rook takes e6 bishop e4 line. Okay, they play f5. That actually makes a lot of sense. So it's a pawn sack. Like we could take with bishop or pawn. If bishop takes f5, they probably want knight f5, ef5,
Pawn.
rook e7. And then we play king g8.
And then bishop to rook to
rook
b7.
b7. And then we have rook b8.
Yeah. Rook b8 though, rook e to e7, and then we have to
that's a
take,
good
and then we
point.
lose the b pawn.
Yeah. If we keep going that line after rook takes b7, we have rook e8, rook takes b5, and then rook e1.
Okay.
Knight moves rook b1. I think we should start with bishop takes. Yeah, start with bishop takes. Yeah, pre-move. It's also a question if we want to play king g6, but I think king g8.
I think king g8 safer. Oh, maybe king g6 defends f4.
Yeah. Intuitively, I like king g6 a little bit more.
Me too. Okay, let's do it. So rook b7, rook to b8.
So we have another option. It might just transpose. Like if rook b7, we could start with rook fe8 and imagine the rook trade. And I think we should try and go deep in this line. Okay. Rook e1, knight e3. Oh, but d5 is an issue.
Maybe we give... Oh, no, we can't play f4. We still have to go rook to b1, right? And then knight takes d5. We gotta go... Oh, that's tough.
Okay, so rook b8, rook e7. We trade.
Is it? No, we can't really go rook b8, rook g8. There's rook to d7, and then our d pawn is also weak.
I'm just looking for other resources here.
Oh, maybe rook to b8, rook to e7, rook to g8, rook to d8, knight to b6.
The problem is after rook g8, there's rook takes g7.
Oh, yes.
We might just have to start with like rook b8 and then think.
Okay, rook b8
Yeah.
playing. Okay, rook e7, rook takes b8, rook to e8, rook takes b5, rook to
I wonder
e1.
if we can just try and hold on to d5. Like, passive play might be preferable here.
I just don't see how we do that with knight to e3 incoming.
Right.
Also, I think, yeah. Okay, so rook b7, rook takes rook e8, probably our only shot, and then we have to go with rook to e1.
Yeah, I think go for it given the time situation.
Okay, rook to e8.
There's also okay, never mind. I was gonna say rook d8, but
Rook e1.
rook e1, knight e3, and then rook b1.
Knight takes d5.
Yeah, the problem is like 97 is coming in the end there.
Yeah.
Do we have f? No, f4 doesn't work.
Ooh. What about f4 right now to provoke king takes and then king rook to e2?
Go for it.
Because if rook to d5, rook e1.
I just realized they were threatening. Oh no, they're not threatening rook. Or do they have rook b4? I guess rook b4 we can still save our knight.
Rook b4. Oh,
Rook b4, rook 8 might be necessary.
Yeah, our knight's a little bit out of place now in a5. I'm not really sure. And then we have to go rook a8. Okay.
You have to. That's a strange move, but they're playing prophylactically.
Rook d8.
Yeah, rook d8. Go for it. If rook b4, we have to play rook a8.
Yep.
But at least our knight's restricted now. King f2 is a little bit weird.
I would go king f5 immediately after if we have time.
Yeah, like if we can get our king into d3, I mean, they probably won't allow that, but that's a
One
dream.
can dream.
Exactly.
Okay, king f5.
Go for it. Yeah, now our king is within range of our d pawn, which is good.
King e6.
I might start with rook d6 to allow for knight b6.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Done.
And if we can start like playing g5, g4, that's another plan.
I actually kind of like our knight on a4 right now, just so they don't get a4 pawn pushes in. But I can see, like, I can put it on b6, and then we can just have it sit there.
Yeah, there's no need unless they play rook b4. Then we can. We still have rook a6 too. And now it's basically 4-on-2 on the king side. So we really want to mobilize our king side pawns.
Okay, knight b6.
Rook a6 might be more prophylactic. Rook a6, sorry.
Rook a6? Okay.
Yeah, just blockading. Because knight b6, a4.
Okay.
And then if rook b5, okay. Probably
g4?
G5, yeah. Yeah, I think they misplayed it, but we have to really stay focused.
Yep. If h3, we play h5.
We have king e6 here.
King 6, I'm down.
Yeah. Because if knight g4, we have h5.
Yep. Do we ever want to play rook b6? Do we want the knight king endgame, I guess, is my question.
Probably not necessary. Like, just start with h5, probably.
All right.
They might go for b3, but then we play knight b6, knight c4.
Cool.
After the trade.
F5?
Sure. They might try rook b8, rook h8. We can always like move our king to g6.
If rook b8, we always have rook b6 in worst case scenario.
If the rook leaves a b file, then rook b6 is a great resource.
Okay, so we don't want to play it immediately. Don't want to swap off the rook. Okay.
I mean, question is, how do we keep pushing on the king side? Probably g4.
G4 weakens h5. Do we care?
No, g4.
Okay.
Because now we have like these f3 ideas. Yeah, maybe king
f6.
King f7 might.
I want to go king f6, king g5, but we don't have time.
I kind of like king f7, just allowing rook g6 in some cases.
Got it.
We have 44 seconds, so still have to.
Yeah.
Move
Oh, now I'm looking at rook e6, rook e2.
Sorry?
Rook e6.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another idea. Yeah.
So maybe.
But I think now, okay, so f3, how do they defend?
f3.
F3 takes in g3.
G3, knight e3.
Rook e2, rook e6.
e6.
And if king d2, we take the knight of.
Can't take the knight, king f2. But we have f4.
Let's go for f3.
Okay.
Yeah, 93. We also have gh3.
Knight f2.
And then like rook g6. Or h2 and then eventually rook g6. But g3, up to you, up to you.
Okay.
I think both look good, yeah. But be careful, knight f2, okay.
King g6?
Yeah, king g6, yeah. King g6.
Right.
If knight f2, we play h2.
Yep.
And we want to play king g5 and just walk our king up, and our rook helps support too.
Rook f6? King f6? King f7.
King f6 probably. King f6, yeah. They're going to play rook g3. Our h pawn is going to be lost. We do have rook e6 though.
Yeah, I'm going to go rook e6.
Yep.
Oh, I thought about f5,
g2.
king g5 maybe, but oh well, it's okay now.
f4.
Yeah, f4, king g5.
Yeah, we're still like controlling things.
Thoughts on rook b6? Oh, that's a draw, but
Go for it. Let's repeat once.
yeah.
And then king c2, rook e6. Oh,
King g5?
yeah, king. Oof.
King g5, king f4.
Yeah, play king g5. They might play king c2 here. So we're down a pawn, but we have the more dangerous pass pawn. And we have like rook h6, h4 ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
And then eventually king f4. We might still want to play pawn f4 to restrict the knight, though.
Yeah. I rather like pawn f4. I think pawn f4 they can barely move. So
The only downside is it's hard to make progress.
Yep.
Because we don't have king f4.
Yep. Agreed. Takes?
Yeah. It's weird that they play rook h1. They want this. I'm thinking knight d3 and then threatening rook b2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Rook b2 is a massive threat.
Oh,
But
okay.
be careful of.
Oh no,
yeah.
I can't. Oh wait, what about
Shoot.
Oh, I didn't see this.
I think
has to
we
be
have
king
play
h6.
King h4 is also interesting. King h4, I'd lean towards king h4.
Okay.
Knight takes f5, king h3 is idea.
Yep.
But yeah, that's allowing this was probably not great. Now rook b2 is not as lethal. So rook g3, there's king h2. We're still down the pawn. Okay, king h2 only move. And now
Knight to f4. Oh no, king to e3.
That might be playable. We have rook h6 as well. Knight f4, king e3, knight g2. Let's play knight f4.
Okay.
Yeah. So king e3, knight g2, and then their king is actually, it's hard for them to escape the checks.
Yep. Okay, so we're also threatening. That means rook to b2 in case they play king 3 or knight g2.
Yeah, rook b2 is still like a major resource because their king
Yeah.
has a very hard time escaping.
And we want to play rook b3 potentially.
Yeah, their pawns are potentially weak on the queen side.
Yep. Okay.
A super tricky position. If they play king c2, how do we make progress? Maybe king c2, rook b3. Okay, so they allow
h4?
h4.
H4.
We still have rook b2 to include.
Rook b2, king c1. So
and then knight d3 check.
Okay, done.
Yeah, improve the rook first. King e3, knight g2 is mate, by the way. Or it's not mate, but
yeah,
probably winning.
Okay, h4.
Now h4. And they might have rook g4, knight g2. But we're definitely making progress because after knight g2, we're threatening knight e3 there.
Yeah, okay, knight to g2.
Knight g2. I guess they have knight f5.
Knight f5, h3.
But then h3.
h3.
Yep.
And then we are going for maybe rook to f2 or...
Yeah, rook f2 or rook a2. Also, king g1 just threatening h2 is interesting. King g1 might be the big threat.
G1. Okay, rook to a2 or rook to f2?
Rook f2 I think I like a bit more.
Okay.
Because f3 is attacked.
We're not afraid of a4, yeah? We can just take on f3. Yep.
Yeah, hitting the knight and pawn.
Okay, sounds good. King g1?
Okay, yeah, king g1. That's a big threat. King g1 fast. Knight takes d5, h2. They don't even have rook h4.
Yep. If we promote a queen, we probably win. Okay, h2?
Just make absolute sure. Any tricks?
No, I don't see any. h2.
Yep.
Yeah, if knight e3, we just promote.
By the way, we have potential for another Rosen trophy. We queen.
They didn't let us. It was rook, right? A rook, and then you can
we under promote, but then we move our king with checkmate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or the queen.
Okay, good job, Nemo. That was. I'm really sorry. Like I have no control over the fire alarm, so.
Fire alarms don't bother me at all. You don't understand. I had to deal with so many fire alarms, like during streaming.
I remember seeing clips. Yeah, it's good that you have the experience and composure.
Yeah, they don't even bother me. I'm just like,
okay, that's. Yeah, I appreciate you staying calm because it's probably the least calm I've been in a long time.
Congratulations, team. Oh yes, my queen. Despite everything that was going on, Eric almost got caught in the fire, but yet managed to strike back. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it was a really interesting game. I'm sorry to viewers who maybe had to listen to the loud alarm. I could barely hear myself talk when it was going off, but thankfully we were able to keep composure.
Did you consider for a second to actually get out of the house?
I considered it, but I didn't see or smell fire in the near distance, so I figured that I could spend more time trying to help Nemo.
Thanks, Eric. Really appreciate it. I needed it. It was a really tense moment too, with Danny and John pushing the end game.
Well, it's funny. We had a crisis on our end too. I was solo there for quite a while because John had the blue screen to death. So I was just playing by myself there in that.
We could tell. Could really tell.
For the record, that's when I outplayed you, and I went on this E takes D5 and F5, and you guys got in trouble. And then I think we over finessed the endgame.
So what you're saying is John came back and you guys lost the game.
I'm saying that we had a good position, and then together we over finessed. And I'm looking.
Yeah. We over finessed with this King F2 stuff.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm looking at game review right now. That was frustrating.
It was honestly a really tense game. I was extremely nervous about the end game. I feel like Eric was like, here we go. We got this. He was the one that suggested king to h4. And yeah.
Well, at some point, I thought we completely lost the thread with allowing knight e3, knight f5. But I think our king just found a safe place and helped our h-pawn.
Yeah, the fact you had knight g2 was clutch. Without knight g2 towards the end.
We should have taken the d5 pawn after king h4 instead of knight takes f5 check, according to this analysis here. But it was hard. The h pawn was scary, so we were trying to corral it.
Yeah, okay. I see that. We were calculating after knight takes d5 to go for rook b2. So I think that would have made rook b2 check. Would have been a really interesting game. Apparently after king e3, I thought we had f4, but we don't have f4, so we thought it would be.
Honestly, I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Actually, because I'm pretty sure we mentioned that line.
I literally thought it was checkmate.
Looking at that line without rook g. If we hadn't thrown rook g1 check in, you do have f4, but after rook g1 check, you don't. And so, yeah, if we take d5 right away, then rook b2, king e3, f4.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't know what the engine says, but I think the whole king f2 plan, Danny, we should just not have gone for that.
The engine agrees. King f2.
I think we should have just played rook b4 and made them play that rook ending.
Yeah. That's what the confusion.
That looked pretty miserable for black.
It still likes white if we had taken d5 there instead of f5 check. So,
was king f2 on the previous move just winning?
No, it actually likes rook takes b5. It says that whole straightforward plan of rook b5, rook f4 was. We should have stuck with it. That was our initial idea.
Yeah, we got too cute with it.
We got too cute.
Danny, any adjustments for the game 2?
We're gonna try to win.
No, I mean we're gonna win. That's the main thing we're gonna do. That's the only adjustment we need to make is not losing. I mean that's the big thing.
Hopefully, keep our computers up and running. And
wait, what happened, John? Your computer just died?
It just blue screened.
Oh,
so I had to reboot, but that definitely wasn't the reason why we lost.
Are you saying there's another reason you guys lost? No, I'm joking.
We did. Yeah, we misplayed that ending. That's for sure.
Yeah, we misplayed that endgame.
But you guys played well. You took your resources when they came up.
Whose idea was it to play bishop g5 on move 2? We were not expecting that opening.
It was kind of a team decision. I suggested that Trempowski is a fun surprise weapon, and John said, "Yeah, let's play it even if they play d5."
I see.
We shouldn't give away too much prep, though. There could be an Armageddon.
That's true. Ooh. That's true. We won't say the other things we had planned in case we do get ourselves to an Armageddon.
That's right.
Well, guys, knowing that you both have some secrets and strategies over there, how about you take a quick moment to refresh yourselves before this second game?
Yes, please.
Sounds great.
We'll be back.
Thank you, Hikaru.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I'll be back too.
And on that note, before we get into the game 2, I do have to remind you to subscribe to the Chess.com stream on Twitch to unblock brand new emotes for every event and exclusive break time content during the show. Your sub makes events like this possible. Use the command subscribe in chat now to level up. Game 2 of Team Chess Battle 2 is coming up after this short break. Stay tuned.
Hey, we got white.
Here we go. We're on
Let's do it, partner.
All right. You know what we're doing.
Bishop g5 as planned.
I love the tension, baby.
Yeah, we just lean into the tension. I think they're going to go bishop e7, knight f6. I think they got to think about stabilizing now.
And castling still seems quite natural. I don't think we're scared about bishop takes f6.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Rook takes b5, and then rook e1.
do this. This is going to be crunch time, so.
G2, rook G2. Oh, they had rook G2.
Is it too much in this game?
Yeah, we did. We tried to finesse it too much. We had it.
Time to resign.
E3, we just promote.
By the way, we have potential for another Rosen trophy. We queen.
Oh.
Nah, they
didn't let us. It was rook, right? A rook, and then you can.
We under promote, but then we move our king with checkmate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Got to go to the end and see.
I think probably the king f2 thing. I maybe got us off track with that. And then knight f2, we start playing too passive.
+1, I set a puzzle rush record. I got 60 and I should have had 61. And I think that's recorded in the Zoom call, so I'm going to want that footage.
I am deeply offended by your pawn eats pawn rule. I think that sort of thing is cannibalism and must be stopped. Let's have a Zoom discussion about it.
And he includes the Zoom link. I love it. Can we open that now?
Oh,
is he there?
God.
That'd be great.
I love the tone of that. Like it's cannibalism. Let's have a Zoom discussion about it. Here's a link. Like that is so good.
I was sure that was going to be an en passant ticket. You know.
Yeah, I
right
thought
up
when it
until
started.
Cannibalism. Yeah,
I thought we were ready for en passant. He took us down a deep, dark world of cannibalism, and here we are. And by the way, I hope he's not waiting for us on Zoom.
I wasn't even swearing in a mean way. I'm Australian. It's how we talk.
Crikey, wallabies walking about. I'm actually with him on that. Have you ever talked to an Australian? They drop an F-bomb like literally every other word.
and I think one of the things we've actually are working on now is that friend chats have a different filter. So that if you're playing a friend, you can actually engage in some fun trash talking. So that is something we realistically are looking at, because people deserve that experience if they want.
Sean McCoy bringing the knowledge. Didn't even know that was a feature. I love it. This is the 1 hour chess lesson you could take to make sure that you have all the starting tips, strategies, and basic understanding to really be ready. By owning the D file, White can do anything that he or she wants. If you don't understand what to do here, you might move the queen to safety on c6 and immediately lose the first lady to bishop to b5. King on the 6th, pawn on the 5th is a winning king and pawn ending where no matter what black does, we are going to be able to bring a new queen to the board. You can also skip the parts that maybe you already know how to move the pieces or the language and jump in at a level that's appropriate to you.
everybody, to Team Chess Battle 2. We have just finished the first game, and Team Oh Yes My Queen is currently leading the score. Eric, do we expect the game to a little bit more quiet?
I hope so, yeah. Not only sound-wise, but also position-wise. I mean, a draw will clinch us victory, so hopefully we can be solid and not give them any hopes of moving on.
So what happened? Your fire alarm went off? I missed the memo on that.
The fire alarm went off, yeah. It was going for, I'd say a good 10 minutes, but it was a pretty bad 10 minutes. But I had to make sure I didn't succumb to the fire.
It was making sure the guy I called to do that took care of the job. That's all. Looks like it didn't work. But apparently he did what I asked him to do. No, I'm kidding. All right.
You guys ready? Okay.
I mean, we're ready.
We're ready. Yeah, let's do it.
We got black in a must-win situation. It's not ideal, but we'll figure it out. Looks like Nemo's cat's having a snack.
Yeah. He's trained me so that whenever he sits on this chair, I give him a treat.
Let me send you back. Enough talking. Time to play moves. Good luck, y'all.
Let's do it.
What do you think, Chad? Who is gonna win this one now? Well, Team Scandinavian is in a must-win situation, and they have black pieces. Let's see how the game goes.
Let's go. Are you sending us good luck?
Okay.
All right.
E4.
Yep. Let's do it.
C3. Have to resist the muscle memory urge to to play knight f3.
Keeping my fist clenched so I don't accidentally autopilot.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good they're pausing here because they're probably debating between d6 or b6 or knight f6 or d5. So
yeah, makes sense. What were we playing against Ilya yesterday?
We played the Smith-Morra move order, but we could transpose into our game with Ilya if they play knight f6 here.
Okay, because knight f6 we play e5 d4, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, e5, knight d5, and then either d4 or knight f3. We'll decide.
Cool.
I was actually a little bit concerned that they maybe saw our game with Ilya and then would prepare this line, but
seems like they did not.
Seems like they didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody went spying on the other team. It's kind of funny.
Right. I imagine they might try and play a line that we know or that they know we wouldn't be able to predict. Mm-hmm. Like Danny almost exclusively plays d6. John has mostly played b6 here, both of which are dubious lines.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning the b6 stuff. That was very sketchy.
Like I really don't know what to expect. Like they might just go with d6 and try and have a long game where white's slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight f6. So e5.
All right.
And now I actually prefer starting with knight f3.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Don't pre-move d4. Don't even click the d-pawn.
Don't even click the d-pawn. Okay.
There is a line. Okay, so with d6, I'm pretty sure d4 here. Yeah, just d4.
All right. Yeah, I don't play that lap in at all, so I'll jump in during the middle game.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I didn't review like most of the theoretical lines stemming from this, but it's probably not fresh with them either. Mm-hmm. So we're probably both going to be in like new territory pretty early, similar to last game.
C takes or bishop c4?
C takes.
Okay. I'm a big fan of like knight c3, but
okay, I'm happy to see e6 because this is the one line I looked at recently.
Nice.
We played bishop c4 here.
Okay.
I was preparing this recently for Kostya Kavutsky in an over-the-board tournament. And yeah, it can branch out a bit later. Usually black will play like bishop e7 and castle and then decide where to put the pieces. Right. We're going to castle here. And now, I'm pretty sure queen e2.
Queen e2? All right.
Yeah. Like, I only started looking at this line like about a week ago, and I prepped it for like 45 minutes and then didn't look at it since. But as far as I know, it's a bit easier to play for white.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And the point of queen e2 is to enable rook d1. Usually the rook is just better on d1 compared to e1. There are a few different options for black here. I think b6 and a6 are, I think, the most popular.
Okay.
Knight d7, also playable.
So where do we want to put our knight? Does it go to c3 or d2, b3 type, or e4 type?
Always c3.
Okay.
But there are lines, like imagine one of the main lines, I'm pretty sure, is after b6.
Mm-hmm.
We play rook d1, bishop b7, and then there's a very counterintuitive move here, bishop takes d5.
Okay.
And the point being, we give away the bishop pair, but we get a lot of initiative, and we damage black structure. And then once we remove the knight, we play knight c3.
All right. I like these type of open positions for white. It just feels a lot of plans, very flexible.
Yeah,
Can't
very
go
cool.
wrong type.
And especially given the match situation, I think it's like super solid too, and not easy for black to play for a win.
Absolutely.
Bishop d7. Okay, so I'm officially out of my prep.
Okay.
I mean, the idea might be like bishop c6, knight d7.
Yeah, knight b6 maybe, just solidifying that knight on.
I'm wondering if we can still go for bishop takes d5 and knight c3, and then target the d5 pawn.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, it feels wrong to give them the bishop pair, but it's just such an easy position for white to play, I think.
The other idea I had was maybe knight to c3, but just straight away.
Yeah, that can imbalance the structure. Like after knight c3, they take on e5, and it gets a bit more dynamic.
Okay,
I'm just trying to understand the differences. Like takes, knight c3. I mean, they probably have to defend the d5 pawn. Bishop c6 or bishop e6. The bishop's not really that great there for black. We play bishop f4.
Yeah,
I think it's good. Yeah, go for bishop d5 and knight c3.
I was just thinking bishop c6. Maybe we even have e6, but I don't know if the pawn really does much on e6.
E6 is definitely a resource. Yeah, if they play bishop c6.
Yeah, so which is why I might think that they're actually forced to play bishop e6, and if they're forced to play bishop e6, it's probably better for them anyways because they get knight c6 in, so bishop e6 is more likely.
It is a bit more harmonious, yeah.
Okay.
So I think bishop f4 probably makes the most sense.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then knight c6 is going to be... Oh, if knight c6, we have queen b5, maybe?
There's options, yeah. Probably want to slow down here a little bit.
Right. Then there's d takes e5.
I kind of like the idea of putting the rook in the center.
With rook d1, fd1?
Yeah, it's a question like where rooks want to go, because we might want to play rook ad1, rook fe1.
Yeah.
E5 might be a bit more valuable. I guess black wants to play rook e8 and maybe pressure our queen.
I would like to start with rook ad1 then, just so we're threatening queen b5. But I don't know if it's that important.
Yeah, I lean more towards rook ad1 as well.
Okay.
Can start with it.
Yeah.
And it makes it so if black ever takes on e5, then d file opens in our favor.
Yep, this too. So if queen to b6, for example, we can always take on d6.
Yeah, the queen is tied down to the d pawn, so it's a little bit awkward for black to deal with the pawn tension. It might be worth throwing in h3 at some point, just ensuring that there's no bishop g4. But for now, the bishop is tied down to defending d5.
A lot of being tied down.
Yeah, it's...
So queen b5?
Queen b5, yeah, it's... I'm trying to like wrap my mind around this move. So
Oh,
Because we're threatening. What are
we're
we threatening?
threatening
Knight takes d5?
b7 and knight takes d5.
And if a6?
Queen takes b7.
Knight oh, yeah. And then a. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's super interesting.
I'm maybe a little... No, queen b6 we can take and then... Oh, we don't even need to take. We can just take on d6. Never mind. So queen b5, if d takes e5, for example, we have d takes e5.
That's a good structure.
And the d pawn hangs just straight up.
Yeah, that's true.
Win next move.
Yeah, what should they do against queen b5? Like, if they defend their b pawn, like rook c7, we take on d5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good with this if you want to go for it.
Okay, I'm just going to calculate one more line. Queen b5, a6, queen takes b7,
yeah.
Rook to b8. We just take the knight.
Queen c6, right.
Yeah, there's no getting trapped there.
I don't think they can afford to lose b7.
And if queen b5, a6, queen takes b7, knight to a5, we just take
queen
on
a6.
a6. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I'm playing queen b5.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very direct move. And honestly, this is not something I would have considered on my own.
Really?
So.
I just see pawns. I want to take pawns.
Yeah, it's such a simple approach. Like usually I'm just like more like patient with h3 rook e1, but sometimes this is my weakness is I miss moves like queen b5.
Yeah, Bullet has taught me that just throw pieces at the opponent. Something will fall.
So what are we expecting?
I'm honestly not sure. So they need something that defends the pawns, and one of them looks like they're for sure going to drop. So maybe what they could go for is to defend the d pawn and then go for rook b8, rook takes b2. But I don't see how they can even defend the d pawn because d takes e5, d takes e5 is so good for us. Maybe d takes e5, d takes e5, d4 they can play.
But then they don't even have a threat, and we'll have a lot of options there, it seems like.
They are threatening bishop takes a2, but I don't know if we care about the a2 pawn.
I don't think so.
There is that.
And our knight's still on c3. Okay, so yeah, we just take with pawn?
Okay. And then
they might actually go for this, d4.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say d4, we take on b7.
Yeah.
And what are we scared of?
If knight to a5.
Knight a5, queen e4.
And then bishop to c5. Our
Or
queen's
up
getting
a pawn. I said queen e4.
Oh, queen e4. Queen e4.
So queen takes b7. And we just leave the pawn on d4.
And then go queen e4. Oh, bishop c4, but then we can take with the tempo on d4.
Yeah. I don't think knight a5 is causing us much issue.
Okay.
But we should definitely slow down because, I mean, it's very committal to take on b5.
Yeah, b7.
Like, what else?
What if they just sack with queen c7? And then we just take rook takes and then knight takes. Oh, well, I mean, we're up 2 pawns.
Yeah, we're up 2 pawns. Yeah, I guess, okay, so queen takes b7, queen a5 might be their idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see
and
that.
Then, but, okay, so after queen a5, we take on d4 with our knight. And then black's whole position just crumbling.
Rook c7? Oh, no, we have queen b5.
We have knight takes e6 even.
Oh, God, yeah, okay. Not a problem.
Queen b5 also a getaway square. Yeah, I think we just take on b7. Like,
oh, what about queen b7, bishop c4 first? And then we have to go rook e1.
Oh, and then rook c7.
And then rook c7.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to have to say, oh no, my queen.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, even that line, oh yeah, it's maybe slightly problematic. Okay, so queen takes b7, bishop c4 is like a critical thing. Can we...
okay, maybe thoughts on knight e4, knight d6?
I'm just gonna. I'm still looking at queen takes b7, bishop c4.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
So yeah. There's also knight e2.
Yeah, I really like knight e2. Probably knight e2 is maybe a6, queen takes b7, there's bishop c4 still. But I guess then we have knight e takes d4, and then
we'll have options. Yeah, even like after a6, queen d3 is a safe move.
Okay.
Yeah, knight e2 might be safer. Yeah, the queen takes b7, bishop c4. I'm not seeing an easy solution.
Yeah. And if knight e2, knight b4, for example, we can always take on d4 with tempo.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just making sure we don't.
Threat.
Yeah, I'm just making sure we don't fall for any bishop c4 stuff. Seems okay to me.
Yeah. Do you want to go for knight e2?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Knight e2. This is the line in which I was looking at bishop takes a2, but it doesn't really matter. It's just not very relevant.
Yeah, we were very happy with the trade of a pawn for d pawn.
Yeah, and then we just go for knight d4. They're gonna start getting really tricky here because they have to. So
yeah, we just have to do a lot of blunder checking, make sure black's idea is like black really wants to set up some eventual bishop c4 tactic, like if the knight can move and then bishop c4.
Mm-hmm. Queen a5, queen takes a5, knight takes a5, knight takes d4.
Looks super solid.
And then if bishop a2, we always have rook a1.
We can also throw in b3 before taking back on d4. Like the d pawn's a goner.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think now that we have played queen b5, I think it's okay to slow it down and focus on getting the d pawn rather than rushing for the b7 pawn and potentially getting the queen trap. But everything's just purely based on tactics. If it works, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a critical moment for them. Like when they played d4, they probably were calculating mainly queen takes b7, and it's easy to miss or underestimate knight e2.
Okay, so if knight b4, we just take on d4. If knight 2, a5.
Knight b4, we take with rook on d4, right?
Yeah, and knight a5, we also take with rook on d4.
Yeah, I don't think black can. And everything looks pretty ugly for black.
Yep, absolutely.
And this stems from just having the pieces on good squares from the opening.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, queen b5 setup was perfect with queen e2. Everything just like flows, so just need to make sure. If d3, we just take with the rook.
Probably, yeah. Free pawn with tempo.
Yep, looks good. Trying to think what else. We've basically gone through the whole move list. Like queen d5, we just take on d5, bishop takes, knight e takes d4, and then if bishop takes a2, we have knight takes c6, rook takes, and rook a1. Oh, rook a1.
I didn't follow everything there, but it looks
queen
good
d5.
Overall. Queen d5. Well, yeah, queen takes d5.
Bishop takes d5.
And we take on d4. Oh, rook a1 in the end, yeah.
But rook a1 has rook c4 at the end.
Oh, bishop c4.
Yeah, so queen d5, queen takes d5. Sorry, queen d5, queen takes d5, bishop takes d5. I don't know if it matters between knight e takes. Yeah, knight e takes, knight c takes.
Okay.
And then...
can we take with knight in that position? And then bishop a2, b3?
Bishop a2, b3.
And then threatening...
Oh, that's
threatening
really
rook d2. Black might have rook c2, but seems like white's still in good control.
Yeah, if rook c2, maybe bishop d2.
Rook c2, not rook c3.
Rook c2, we have knight takes c2, no?
Oh, yeah, we're controlling c2. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just assumed. Yeah, I just assumed rook c3 immediately to attack the b3 pawn, and then bishop d2, and then
bishop d2. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you're seeing things better than me, but yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it's a difficult spot for them because they're like being in a must-win situation. You don't really want to go for this line where you're trading queens and you're slightly worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely not a fun position. So if queen d7, then
Yeah, take on d4.
Just take on d4 twice.
Knight
with the
takes d4. Yeah.
Knight takes, and then if queen takes b5, knight takes b5, bishop c4.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
Okay,
Queen c7. They have similar ideas where, if we take on d4, then there's this bishop c4 move.
So thoughts on b3?
Yeah, b3. I'm a little bit scared about a6.
Yep, I see it. Okay, what about just knight e takes d4, knight takes d4, rook takes d4? Oh no, bishop c4 still.
Yeah, I was calculating, is there compensation? Rook feels very close to being very good.
Okay, knight takes, bishop here. Pawn to e6 does not work.
Like, we want to play b3. So b3, a6.
Only move
queen
is
d3.
queen. And then knight to b4.
Knight b4, queen d2.
d3?
Bishop could be d3. Yeah, it looks ugly, but if we get in, like, if we move our knight, let's say knight g3, and then go for a3.
I was even looking at knight d4 just to get that bishop off.
Oh, knight d4 also. Yeah, that. Okay, so let's repeat the line. b3, a6, queen d3, knight b4, queen d2. Because we're always threatening to take on d4, and if black plays d3, we play knight e d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks uncomfortable for a moment, but
we are threatening a3 directly next move.
Is a threat.
And then we're also stopping bishop f5 to defend the pawn.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Okay, I'll play it then.
Okay.
I'm just making sure our queen doesn't get trapped anyway. Like, is there any knight b4 first?
Knight b4 immediately. Then we take on d4. We have the e2 square.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's slightly risky, but if we just weather the storm of black's initiative,
we should be able to get the free pawn, and then
we have 3 attackers. They have 1 defender.
Yeah.
So the ball is still in their court. a6, queen d3, knight b4, queen d2, d3. Yeah, like, even if we don't win back the pawn immediately, like, we're gonna just play around the pawn. We control d2. The knight on b4 is not the most stable piece.
Yep. For sure.
Any other? Okay, so queen d3.
Wait, you said win back a pawn. We would be up a pawn.
Win the pawn. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
yeah. I was trying to figure out if we're down a pawn. I was like, wait a minute. Knight b4, queen to d2. Yeah, defending the pawn is good. All right. Queen to d2.
Queen d2, yeah.
What about there's like knight d5 maybe?
Yeah, knight d5 I don't think is so much of a concern because we take on d4 and our bishop's defended.
Cool.
D3 still maybe seems to be critical. But yeah, let's say d3, knight d4, rook fd8. But like a3, we're going to have options with a3. I guess a3, knight d5, and our queen is tied down. So let's say knight d4. Probably just start with knight d4 and then think later.
All right. Knight d4, queen c3 as well, maybe.
Yeah, but black doesn't have a immediate threat there, so we'll have options.
Okay.
Might even be able to take in bishop d2.
Yeah, so if knight to d5, for example, we can just go bishop g3.
That looks like the most solid, yeah.
And then if knight c3, we have rook to c1.
I guess black still stirs up some initiative.
Yep, that's for sure. But they're running a little low on time, so we should just also be like really careful and make sure they don't.
Yeah. We've done a nice job like giving them a lot of difficult decisions to make.
Yeah.
So, and it's still not an easy position for black to play. Another resource. Okay, never mind. I was going to say bishop g5 is a resource to consider at some point.
What about just a3? Because if a3, queen takes, rook a1, isn't the queen trapped?
Wow. That's a great point. Is a3 winning on the spot? Wait. a3.
Seems too good to be true.
Let's take it one move at a time. a3, queen takes a3, rook a1. There's no counterattacks. There's no safe squares. That looks good. And if the knight... Okay, so if knight moves to c6, we take on c6.
And then we take on e7 with tempo.
We have the in-between move.
Yeah.
What does black do? I say we take another minute, just making sure, but it looks winning. a3. Queen takes... And a3 is easy to overlook because you assume a3 hangs a pawn.
This is once again one of those bullet moves that are just like...
Yeah, a3. I'm just looking for any way for black to like fight. And then leave the knight, but take the knight. Bishop takes b3 doesn't work. Rook c2, we play knight takes c2. So a3, knight c6, we take on c6, or queen takes d2, knight takes e7. Yeah, it's just completely winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for a3. No need to pre-move.
Yeah, true.
Don't want any mouse slip pre-moves.
Yeah, no need. We can just save it. Sounds good.
Yeah, really nice find. It's I'm not sure if I would have found that at least so quickly on my own.
I think this is where we balance each other out. Like I bring the
you definitely have a tendency to look for the more like concrete forcing options.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I play like rapid or blitz, I lean more towards just solid, like just keep the game going.
This is why I can't play endgames at all. So balances us. We balance out.
The first game was the endgame grind. This game is just a tactical rampage in the
2 sharp moves. But I don't see anything for them, so I really have no idea what they could possibly play. Everything just looks very lost. I mean, they could maybe go for compensation with like, I don't know, queen a3, rook a1, rook c2. Even rook c2 doesn't work because
knight takes c2. Like we either win the queen for a rook or we win a whole rook, I think. Or we win the piece, like knight c6. But knight c6, we win 2 pieces.
Right, so pretty ugly. Pretty sweet position, though.
Yeah, it's like pieces were just on good squares, and usually when pieces are on good squares, it leads to tactics.
Exactly. Yeah, a3 is just the first move I always look in these positions. Like, it doesn't even need to, like, win the knight. It's just in bullet. They're so unlikely to defend the knight that it works, like, 75% of the time. And I'm okay losing a pawn for that.
Especially when the knight is basically pinned to the queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the potential for the queen traps.
Right. Okay, so...
A1.
Rook a1. Maybe knight a2 is their idea.
Yeah,
just
free
sack
knight.
the
And then
knight.
they run with the queen. Yeah, we just want to stay focused, not get too low on time.
Knight a2, rook a2. Oh,
Okay,
rook
take.
a1.
Okay, so they have a rook for queen. They have the d pawn. Yeah, it's not over.
Yep, for sure. So I would go for either rook c1 now or rook c1 after knight takes e6. I prefer rook c1 now.
I like keeping our knight on d4. It just
Yeah.
blocks the d5. Rook c1 now.
Rook c2. If rook c2, we just have knight takes c2, right?
Take. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay.
Rook c2. Okay. It's rook c1, sorry.
I was just looking at bishop c5, but then I think we can play rook takes c5 and queen takes b4. And c1 is covered by our bishop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should probably give some luft, as you like to say, h3 soon.
Right.
But,
yeah, we just want to simplify, make sure there's no funny business.
yep.
Okay, so I'm wondering about bishop g5, but there's definitely options here.
What if we just took on c8 and played h3, for example? Because if there's ever rook c, the only worry I ever have is like if rook c2, knight takes, pawn takes, there's like rook d1 ideas, and if they only have one rook, they can't do it.
Right. So rook takes c8, bishop takes f3. You want to take with pawn?
G pawn, yeah. But I was also thinking maybe rook c8, knight to e1.
That's also possible. Yeah, knight e1 actually might just win the pawn.
Yeah, because if e4, we just have f3. Well, might not win us the pawn.
E4.
Yeah.
We could also... I say, yeah, we probably start with rook takes c8.
Okay.
And then we still have options. Wait, so knight e1, bishop e4, and then f3, bishop moves. It's not easy to win back the pawn.
No, it's not. But we're going to run into bishop e4 regardless.
I'm wondering if it makes more sense to play h3.
Okay. h3, bishop e4. Just
can we start with even like queen? I was thinking queen e3, but...
Queen e3, bishop c5.
Yeah, maybe not. I'd much rather have our bishop on d2 than queen on d2, but...
yeah, same.
So knight e1, bishop e4.
Thoughts on queen d1? Bishop d2, and then just trying to take the... I mean, we have to play h3 at some point, but...
Yeah. I kind of like that. Yeah, it's weird, but... Queen d1, bishop d2... I think our bishop is just happy there, and then we have a good blockade.
Right. Okay, queen d1.
Okay, queen d1.
Because we never want to swap off the dark for our bishop right now, at least because we have to defend against c1.
Yep.
So I'm thinking definitely like maybe even just h3, bishop d2, because we're not really in a rush.
Yeah, we have time. Like black, it's hard for black to generate threats. Do you want to start with h3 or bishop d2 here? I think is also totally fine.
I kind of want to go h4 with the idea of maybe knight g5, but I'm cool with bishop d2 too.
Yeah, let's start with bishop d2.
Okay.
Black might play knight d5. And then maybe, I mean, our bishop is always going to be restricting the knight. Except, okay, here's...
This poses an interesting question of whether or not we want to take.
Yeah. I don't think we do.
I think we want to play h3.
Just h3, yeah. Like, what is black threatening?
I don't.
Do you want to go for h4? Your other idea just allows for more kingside play.
Well, h4 right now, there's knight takes d4, knight takes, bishop takes. But I guess we don't
G4.
care.
Yeah, I think the h pawn is more of a weapon.
Yep, I agree. Because it'd be really cool to get h5, g4 in potentially, and then f3, and then the bishop is gone from that diagonal for good. But I guess they always have h6, so
yeah,
it's hard to get the bishop.
Can you cancel the pre-move? It's just easier for me to see the position.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, bishop c5. So
we have knight to g5.
Yeah, that's a move. Also wondering, like, just being safe and playing takes on c2, queen e2. I know, like, black's pawn is on c2, but our bishop's always covering c1. But okay, knight g5. If they take on d4, that's fine. There's knight e2 check, king h2.
Oh, maybe king f1.
Or king f1, yeah. That's true. I'm good with starting with knight g5.
Okay.
And also, yeah, if bishop g6, we have h5.
Yeah.
So it might be hard for them to actually keep the bishop defending the pawn.
I just want that bishop out, for sure.
Also, in the line where they take on d4 and we take on e4, our knight defends f2.
Oh, okay, cool. So h5 maybe?
Let's just make sure. h5.
If bishop takes, we put in checkmate.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
they take on d4, we take on g6, we activate our queen eventually. Looks pretty good.
Okay. So in this line, for example, knight takes d4, h takes g4, knight to e2, we have to go king f1, and then if h takes g6, we have to be a little careful to not allow checkmate on h1, but it should be okay. So just h takes g6?
Yeah, just take the bishop.
Okay.
I mean, if we could also just play king f2 or king knight e2, king h2, I think. So they don't really have time to take on f2. But we'll definitely think about it.
Okay.
It's like we're threatening bishop e3.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Bishop
e3 now?
E3 here.
Yep.
Knight e2. We have to be careful still of the trade, the d pawn. I might start with knight e4 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we hit the bishop. And then
if bishop goes to a7, for example, should we still play bishop e3? Now king h2.
King h2, yeah. Bishop e3 is one idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's also queen b1. I mean, everything should be winning. It's just about choosing something clean. Like now queen b1, how do they defend the pawn?
Rook c2.
Oh, that's true.
What about just bishop e3 now? What are we afraid of? I don't see it.
They take on e5. We play.
Oh.
I think it's worth giving away the pawn and then playing f4. We could also start with e6.
Okay. Is it crazy to play knight g3, bishop e5, and f4?
That's interesting. If we're going to go for something like that, I think I prefer bishop e3 first. Let's just calculate. Bishop e3, bishop e5, f4. And then
knight takes?
If knight takes, we take, and then g3.
G3, rook c2? Okay, yeah, it's just king h3.
We're hitting the bishop. Well, as long as we win the pawn, we're not going to lose.
Okay.
So bishop e3
bishop
first.
e3. Okay.
But yeah, you mentioned earlier we have to watch out for rook h8 as a threat. The knight on e2.
Yeah.
But they're not threatening it.
Yeah, so bishop e5, f4. What if bishop takes? Bishop takes, knight
Yeah,
takes.
bishop takes, and then g3 I think is fine. They do have rook c2, but king h1, and once their knight moves, yeah, it should be fine.
Okay.
Okay, so takes, and then
g3.
And we're winning the pawn, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
G3. Okay. Rook c2, and then we go
And
king to h3. Rook c1, we just take. There's no checkmate.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Honestly, this probably not the best technique from us, but we're getting the job done. It's so nice having draw odds.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably try and win this and farm some rating.
Oh my gosh.
Although this might be
G4.
unrated too. What?
We had queen G. Oh no, we were in check. Never mind.
We were in check, yeah.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
But good resource to keep in mind, though.
For sure, a lot of resources now. With that, we have a queen, and we're out of the stressful phase. Okay, what about d2? No, d2. Just take the bishop.
Yeah.
King being on
always
h2.
got to look for like weird tactics when a pawn is so far advanced.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool.
And then queen and knight is like a very good combination, even in the endgame, especially in the endgame.
Especially in endgame, it's true.
We probably eventually target f7. Like if black could trade bishop for knight, there might be some fortress. But again, we're not scared of fortress draws because as long as we don't blunder our queen.
Okay, yeah, queen takes d3.
Maybe queen d7. Oh, yeah, queen d7. Bishop g3 we take with knight.
Yep.
Now we're hitting b7.
We also have knight g5, queen h3 ideas.
Ooh, I like it. Actually, that's really nice. Rook b8, knight g5. The only way for them to defend f7 is rook f8.
And then
queen h3.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Although queen h3, rook e8, the king kind of escapes.
Oh.
So we might actually want to
just take on
b7.
b7 then?
Just calculating.
Bishop
queen
f6.
h3, rook e8.
Oh.
Yeah, just take on b7.
Okay.
a6 is now vulnerable.
Queen to d5, bishop c3, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's just make moves.
Everything wins. Yeah. Queen d5. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just make moves first, and then we can
always build up time. I still want to go for this eventual queen h4. Almost have. Again, everything is winning.
Let's push the bishop onto b4 and make that happen. So
okay, queen c4?
Yeah.
Queen, yeah, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Queen c4, how about? Black is like almost in Zugzwang, actually, because the king and rook are tied down to the pawn. And yeah, maybe now queen h4. Actually, just move the knight. Like move
I'll play knight. Yeah, knight e4. What about knight d6?
Yeah, knight d6.
Yeah. And then maybe knight b7.
Looks good.
The other idea there is no, it doesn't work. I was thinking like queen e4, queen e5, knight to e8, and then 8, but that's a very hard setup.
Mm-hmm. We have queen d5. Yeah, queen d5.
Yeah.
So now we're attacking the pawn and the bishop. We're preventing bishop d2. Oh, they do have that move. Knight c4.
Thoughts on? Okay. I was gonna suggest knight e4 and then maybe queen e5, but this works too.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
hitting the pawn.
I guess I'm just being materialistic, going after the pawn.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm just trying to checkmate for no reason at all.
Also a pretty good plan.
Yeah, but it's ambitious.
I actually like the idea of knight e5 though, like going after g6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may try rook d8.
Okay, just take the pawn with the queen.
Yes. Take a pawn. Queen d2, safety first.
Yeah. Yep. And then let's put the pressure back on f7 with 96, queen to d5 maybe.
Yeah, 96.
Oh, 96, there's rook d4.
My bad. Oh, do we have... Okay, we walked into something.
Yeah. Oops.
Honestly, like we do have queen e8 or queen e1 or queen e2, queen e8 basically.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I should have been
That's
wonder
all good.
checking.
It's all good. It's all good. Queen
At this
e8.
point, we should probably just take a draw and be done with it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Queen
yeah, take on
f7.
f7. As long as we don't lose our queen, we can live up to our team name.
Yeah. Oh yes, my queen. Okay. King h3.
Sure. King h3.
Now I'm worried about bishop e5. But let's be careful.
Yeah, if bishop e5, we attack the bishop.
Okay. So rook d3, we go queen e6.
That's one option, yeah.
Okay, queen e6.
Okay. Yeah, this might be closer to a draw now.
Yeah, for sure.
They might go for bishop d4. We have queen e4.
Well, bishop d4. Oh, we can also. I was going to suggest pushing b4.
Mm-hmm. We just play king g2.
All right.
And now we have queen h3 check ideas.
Oh yeah, we can also just go for a draw.
It's so good we won that first game. Like if we
Yeah, for sure.
if we drew the first game and then blundered our knight like that. Oh, man.
We would be so sad.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Queen f5 check. I guess it's not.
I kind of like that. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I kind of like the idea of playing g4 eventually.
Yeah.
And then as long as our queen is defending the g-pawn, black can never win our g-pawn.
Right.
And then our king can maybe just run to the king side. So we do allow rook f4, but I would probably just go for queen or pawn g4. Yeah.
All right, cool.
We just don't want to put our king on f2 and allow rook f4 check.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
There's also mating ideas with our pawn on g4 now. Like if we get in queen h8, then we mate on h5.
Yep. We also have to be careful we don't put our king on h3 and there's bishop e5 with rook h7, rook h2.
Yeah, like we would still really have to try to lose this.
Yeah. Let's try to not throw. Okay, so rook f4, we just go queen c8.
Yes.
Okay. Because of king g6, we have queen e8. But then they have king h7. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we have a lot of like perpetual ideas. The position might still somehow be winning.
I feel like table-based, this is going to be a win, but I don't know if we can figure it out with so little time. Okay, queen
Queen
c8.
c8. Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some setups with being able to play b4 once the rook gets in like a checking range. So
yeah.
Queen c2.
Sure. Queen c2.
If king h6, king g3. Oh, no, this bishop b5.
King h6, I'd say just queen c8 and repeat.
Okay, queen c8. Maybe they blunder checkmate.
g6. Okay.
What about just b4? Because if rook takes queen f8.
I like it.
Okay,
Let's
b4.
do it. Nice move. Oh no, my pawn.
Oh no, my pawn.
Yeah, this is b pawn, and black's king is it's not the best shelter with the double g pawns.
No, I think they're pushing to win, obviously. So just b5.
B5, yeah.
If rook f2, king g3.
King g3, yeah.
And now if rook b2, we play maybe queen to c6 or queen c4.
We also have queen f8. Although, yeah,
I kind of like
c6
queen
maybe
f8.
is safer.
Wait, queen f8 and then queen to c5, so there's no bishop to e5 check?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, just blunder check all my stuff. If I...
Queen c5.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for queen
good.
c5. Yeah, nice square. Preparing pawn b6.
And now we want to bring our king over to our pawn, so if any chance we get, we want to play king to f3. And let's keep our king on the light square, so I'm going king g2. Just for safety's sakes and simplicity.
Sure. Safety first.
Yeah. There's no reason to risk losing our queen. We have time. So queen
d5.
5.
Nice center square.
Yep. And if rook c2, king f2, king f3.
The bishop can't touch anything. We have everything on light squares. King f3, sure.
Queen c6.
I'm just wondering, we allow bishop d4 there.
Oh.
We're so close to...
Yeah.
Give me one sec here. We're so close to having mating ideas.
Queen c5.
I mean, if our king is not on f3, we have queen h1.
Oh. What about king e3 then?
Yeah, king e3.
King e3, rook b3 though. We're okay with that.
And then keep walking over.
Okay.
Yeah. Super sneaky threat, queen h1.
Oh, there's no rook b3 because we can take.
Oh, that's true too. Good point. Yeah, they have to move the king or bishop.
Yeah.
And there's not really a great square for the bishop. Yeah, king h7 might be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they cover h1. So maybe now king d3.
King d3, rook d1.
Oh, sorry. Not king d3. Okay. Not king d3. Sorry.
All good. What about just queen c6 now? With no bishop d4 left.
There's bishop e5. What about king d2? I just want to put the king on c2.
Okay. Looks safe to me.
Okay. As long as one of us is blunder checking.
Yeah. If one person suggests move, the other blunder checks.
Yes.
That's the rule. Okay. King c2?
There is rook b2.
Then we have king d3 maybe?
Okay. not sure if we're actually making progress, but
I'm not sure either. King d3.
Yeah, go for it.
And then
They're
if
probably
rook
going to play rook
b1,
b1.
king c4. And then if rook c1, king b4. Because then we
Okay,
can
we
route to the
zigzag
other
up.
side of the pawn. Yeah.
Right.
No progress is good progress for us.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Uh,
Okay, so I mean, queen d7. We do allow rook d4, but it's winning endgame. Queen d7 keeps everything defended.
what if we just go for perp with queen h1?
That's also possible. It's also queen d6, which is almost winning.
Queen d6 looks
Okay,
very
I'm fine with queen h1. Queen h1.
Okay.
And then king g7, queen b7.
Yeah. Cool with all this.
We might be able to play b6 very soon. But again, there's no reason to risk it. It's a question how much we want to assert our dominance.
I love it. I'm super open to playing for a win if you wanted to, by the way.
Let's put them out of their misery, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, they might play on, though. They might play like king g8, and Danny's a content guy, so...
Yeah, it's true. Just, okay. If king g8...
I mean, then b6, we're having a pass
yeah.
pawn.
Yeah, because if king to g8, they can't take on b4 anymore because we have queens. Oh, okay, so we can just push, right?
Is there anything concrete?
Push. If bishop to d8, we always have queen to c8.
Yeah, even queen f3 I think works.
Queen f3 work.
Yeah, but b6. Let's just go for b6.
Okay.
Yeah, queen c8 comes with some nice tempo.
Yeah, if rook to d4, I'm just gonna put it on
Maybe
c2.
e3.
Oh, here king c4.
I'd lean more towards king c2.
I was thinking we go king c4, king d5, king e6.
Go for it. Looks fine.
All right. I'm just going for checkmate.
Yeah. Just always scared putting my king deep in their territory, but
you weren't last game.
It did work last game. Yeah.
Okay. Queen to c8 and b7.
Yes. And now we don't care if we get skewered because the pawn will maybe turn back into a queen.
Oh no, my queen.
Okay.
b7.
Yeah, this is a moment. If they play rook c1 and rook takes c8, we say, "Oh no, my queen," but "Oh yes, my queen."
King to d5.
Go for it. It's still some weird like fortress configuration.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it should somehow be winning.
Queen d7 to kick the king away, so I can go king e6, king f6.
Yeah, start with queen d7, sure.
Yeah, and then king e6.
Just be careful, because there's rook b6, king f7. Yeah, king e6 I think is good.
Okay. King e6, rook b6, king f7.
They don't really have stalemate tricks because, I mean, they can maybe give up their rook, but they can't really give up their bishop.
Yeah. I was just about to say that the only way stalemate tricks would happen is if they sack their bishop first, but
it's not easy to do.
I mean, bishop e5, king takes e5, rook b7, but I don't think it's going to happen.
King f7.
So king f7, yeah.
Yep.
And now we're threatening queen c8.
Yeah, queen c8. They want to play rook f6.
Do we care?
Do we have a king g8? That might be the simplest. King g8.
Okay, king g8.
Threatening maiden one. Just make sure, but yeah, just go for it.
No stalemates. Yeah, king g8's a great find. Just going straight for
Unleash
checkmate.
the queen.
Yeah.
It's like a weird move to consider, but gets the job done.
All right.
Okay,
just
take the rook first.
Yeah.
Don't take the bishop.
Checkmate on h1.
On h2, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be. Yeah. Nice. Let us play it, please. Yeah.
Good job.
Woo! High five. Let's go.
Well done, Nemo. That was
Well
good game
done,
overall. Like we had to, I guess, again keep composure after winning the queen.
We really thought through it. That felt good. That felt really good, honestly.
Yeah.
And with this beautiful checkmate and the little efforts, Team Oh Yes My Queen wins the match fair and square 2-0 total domination. John, how did your experience compare with Anish Giri's?
Well, I think you'd have to kick that to Danny.
How does my experience?
Danny, let me get it straight. Was it all Anish's fault again?
Honestly, thank you for bringing that up, Dina. I think it's fair to say today was Anish Giri's fault. that makes a lot of sense. No, you know what? Team. Yes, my queen played really well. John and I mutually blundered a3, just like mutual blindness. It's hard to know who to blame more on that.
Yeah, I'll take the blame on that one because I was pushing for queen a5, which we thought was good. But yeah, this a3
but you
move
were right. You were right that queen a5 before d3 was fine, though. So I'll take the blame on it. I played d3 and then queen a5. So even though we both didn't understand that our queen was getting trapped on a3, when obviously once they play a3, of course we saw it. We made the decision to sack the queen. But anyway, yeah, that was mutual blunders today, which makes sense. John and I said coming in that our biggest worry was that we're just not the sharpest knives in the drawer anymore. We're kind of we don't play actively that much. We don't play in serious chess tournaments that much. So we were worried about some blunderable opportunities, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, like we got good positions to work with in both games, but we couldn't put the whole package together. Which
the first game was kind of like just script. We're like, all right, let's just get some chess position and try to outplay them, and we were doing well. And then we overthought this whole king of two thing instead of just the line we wanted, which was just to take b5 and rook b4. So, but okay, like we blundered, we made some tactical errors, and that's what happened. And I definitely think Anish Giri is to blame, but I'm going to come up with the reason why for when I engage with him on Twitter. Stay tuned.
Would you guys try again this team composition, though?
Hey,
oh yeah,
I love it. This is a ton of fun.
Danny and I are going to see each other IRL soon, so you know we'll get the mojo going there, get some further practice. Absolutely.
You can buy John dinner, Danny.
Well, don't I owe you guys dinner?
Oh, I thought you owned all three of us dinner.
Exactly.
So right. So you can also buy. Okay, so next time all four of us need to meet up in person.
All four of us are together.
Yeah. You're just delaying the dinner bet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, team. Yes, my queen. That was fun. We did the best we could after losing our queen to not let you guys. We were trying to give you training for the next round to make sure you were ready.
Congratulations to you guys. You guys were just sharper today. I think aside from that knight blunder in the end of this last game, you guys were pretty on point with all your calculations.
I think we did get a little bit complacent with blundering the knight, but as long as we didn't blunder a queen, that's what matters.
Yeah.
You did try, though, Eric, with that king d3 speculation of yours, but Nemo was there to save you, as usual.
Yeah, I did suggest a move that would have blundered the queen, but Nemo spotted it, and I'm grateful
like rook
for
d1.
Who blundered the knight? That was fun. We were so excited when you blundered the knight, and then we remembered that we had to win and not draw.
That was honestly, it was honestly like me. Like we were supposed to blunder check each other's moves, but I think at some point we were just like, this is so winning. Even a draw is going to be fine. So we were just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
That just shows some mercy.
When reality set in, that even after we won the night, there's no way we were going to win, and we had to win. It was like, well, what are we doing now?
Did you guys see a3 right away? Were you guys like planning that?
Nemo spotted it pretty quickly. Yeah, probably within like 5 to 10 seconds because it is the most forcing move.
It was just a very intuitive bullet move. Like, I would make that move 100 out of 100 times in bullet just because it threatens the knight and your queen spin. And after that, we just started calculating into it, and it worked really well. So we're happy with it.
Yeah, we were surprised you guys went for queen b5 because that was the type of move we thought that would give us chances, even if it somehow works out for white.
Oh.
But we were happy to get the pawn to d4 and generate some dynamic play.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We were also really happy about queen b5.
I feel like if we play queen a5 instead of d3 first, it's a pretty tricky position there. Because I guess our hope was that if you take d4, we take a2, and maybe we have some chances in the endgame. But the truth is that's probably just fine for white. By the way, the Alapin Sicilian was a great choice. Obviously, putting black in a must-win situation against the Alapin is really tough. So from a practical match perspective, the Alapin was dialed in.
Thank you. Yeah. Neither of us really play the Alapin consistently, but it's a nice surprise weapon once in a while.
So yeah, John and I both play weird, dubious stuff against the Alapin,
which I saw. D6 and D6 were the main.
Opening was all Eric. Yeah, he did amazing.
We kind of suspected as much, and we were like, all right, crap. Like Alapin is a great choice because we're in a must-win situation, and there's no way he didn't look at my D6 and your B6. So we made, I think, the best decision we could to go for our main line. But like objectively, it was a good choice because black just doesn't get a lot of winning chances in those positions. So
right.
Yeah, that was tough. In hindsight, it makes me think like, maybe after e4 we should be playing e5 or something in a must-win scenario. But no, it's tough. When you have to win as black, there's not a lot of great options.
We were half expecting the Scandi, just given your team name, but I guess it didn't quite come up.
Well, when we play a team with you, Eric, we have to account for all the openings that you're scheming to play against.
That's true.
That was top of the list for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't quite know like what trap you would come with, but we didn't think the Sicilian was a bad choice. Although, again, John, in hindsight, when we mapped out this idea, we didn't anticipate being in a must-win
in our flurry of texts like 2 hours before the match.
Yeah, we didn't anticipate that we'd be down a game in that Sicilian position. So, Anyway, well, a lot of fun. We hope you guys go on to win. I love when we lose. Anish and I lost to the team that ultimately went on to win with Fabiano and Christian. And so, hopefully you guys go on to win as well. And team Yes, My Queen. Oh, Yes, My Queen. Sorry, forgot the O.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Danny.
Oh, Yes, My Queen goes all the way.
Yeah, we'll try our best. I don't know who we might play next because I haven't looked at the brackets, but all the teams are pretty strong in this competition.
Oh, I got you, Eric. Don't worry. So,
Sagar and Tanya.
You guys gonna face either Tanya and Sagar or Levi and James. Nemo, Eric, who would you prefer to actually play against?
I'm not sure. I'm
honestly sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Both are like quite strong. Levy and Canty have more experience and more like online formats. But Tanya's fresh off like playing the Olympiad and helping India win a gold. So that should be a super fascinating matchup.
All right, that's fair. Well, any predictions for that match whatsoever? Let's say, okay, Tanya, you said. Well, speaking of, actually, wait a second. I'm confusing you. Tomorrow, we have another matchup. Matchup number 3 of the quarterfinals, which is actually gonna be Pepe and Divas against Chess Dojo. Guys, who do you think that one is gonna be in favor?
I think that the chemistry between Pepe and Divas is just off the charts. Although obviously the Chess Dojo, guys literally, they run a virtual chess dojo together. So, they obviously are pretty tight as well. But I've never been more entertained than watching Pepe and Divas do commentary, and I don't even speak Spanish. They are absolutely out of this world hilarious and awesome to watch. So I think I'm kind of rooting for them, despite the fact that Chess Dojo are my boys. I'd love to see Divis and Pepe keep going.
All right. Well, what can I say? Nemo, Eric, any last words for tomorrow's match and your overall ambitions for this tournament?
I'm just looking forward to watching tomorrow's match because I feel like Pepe and Divis are going to unleash all their Spanish commentary. And I'm probably going to have to remember how to understand Spanish before watching tomorrow. So it should be super fun. But also looking forward to next match too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I just like hanging out with Eric, honestly. Like, Eric is great. He's motivating me to look at a couple of different openings and for this match. And I started doing the Rosen score thing, which you guys should all check out.
We did win one Rosen trophy today with our pawn diamond in the first game.
He's helping me farm the Rosen score.
I love that. Well, it was great. Congratulations, guys. Fun stuff. And good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Best wishes in the next one.
GG's.
Thank you, guys. Once again, congratulations to Oh No, Oh Yes, my queen. And thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Tune in for the third quarterfinals. That was me, your host, Women's Grandmaster Dina Belenke. And thank you for watching. Bye!
Got white.
Here we go. We're on
Let's do it, partner.
All right. You know what we're doing.
Bishop G5 as planned.
I love the tension, baby.
Yeah, we just lean into the tension. I think they're going to go Bishop E7, Knight F6. I think they got to think about stabilizing now.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Do this. This is going to be crunch time, so... We tried to finesse it too much in this game.
Yeah, we did. We tried to finesse it too much. We had it.
We queen?
Oh.
No, they
didn't let us. It was rook, right? A rook, and then you can...
We promote, but then we move our king with checkmate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Got to go to the end and see.
Okay.
All right.
E4.
Yep. Let's do it.
Going with the plan.
Sicilian. Sicil for the kill. Oh, and they play C3 Sicilian. Okay.
If we B7 Bishop C4 is freaking that's right out Eric Rosen's playbook.
That's a great point. Is A3 winning on the spot?
Okay, we missed this.
We totally missed this. We go down in flames together, buddy.
Good. I'm just trying to checkmate for no reason at all.
Danny, we might have drawing chances now.
Oh no, my pawn.
I'm super open to playing for a win if you wanted to, by the way.
Let's put them out of their misery, I guess.
Okay. Nice. Let us play it, please. Yeah!
Good job.
Woo! High five. Let's go.
Well done, Nemo. That was a good game overall. Like, we had to, I guess, again, keep composure after winning the queen.
We really thought through it.
Well done. Good game. That was well played.
GG.
GG's.